Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Read Step. I am your host, Isaiah Ruiz. And sorry, guys, I know it's been a long time since I posted a video. I said I was going to post one right after championship weekend. And here we are a week later. I apologize. Been really busy with work and trying to balance everything out. But we're here a week before the Super Bowl. So today we're going to talk about championship weekend, my reaction to that. And then we're going to talk about the Super Bowl coming up next week already. First and foremost, we're here. We're here at the end, officially at the end of the NFL season. It was a pretty good one, to say the least. I thought it was pretty, well, many of you probably might not agree, but no, I think it's, again, I think it ends with the Chiefs coming back in the Super Bowl again for the third straight time. Will they become immortal forever, not just in the NFL, but for sports in general? Or will they be knocked off by the Philadelphia Eagles, and will they get the revenge from 2 years ago? Really don't know. I think the Eagles are favored to win, as they should be. I have them winning, of course. That comes. I just feel like the superstar power from the Eagles, especially from Saquon Barkley, it's just too overpowering. Even for the Chiefs, I think it's a little too overpowering for them. But we'll see. Steve Spagnuolo is no joke. Kansas City Chiefs are no joke. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and I feel like I've been kind of flip flopping back and forth. It's really hard because if it would have been the Commanders that have gone on to the Super Bowl, I would have said the Chiefs. I'm picking the Chiefs for sure, but being that it is the Philadelphia Eagles and they're so star-studded offensively, especially the offensive line. Saquon, like I mentioned, a guy that I've religiously said on this channel that should be the real front runner for the MVP award. You got A.J. Green, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, and that defense is also no joke. They're really hell of a defense right there. I just feel like it might be too much for the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. I think the Eagles could get outcoached, but I think talent is going to override that a little bit in this game here coming up next week. But going back to last week, championship weekend, starting off with the Bills versus the Chiefs. What can I say other than what I kind of had said the week before, a few days before, which is Josh Allen could never, ever in his career ever say anymore, regardless of if Mahomes wins or doesn't win the Super Bowl. But if he does win, for sure. But Josh Allen will never, at least for the foreseeable future, for a very, very long time, will not be regarded in the same breath or conversation anymore as Patrick Mahomes ever. He should have never been, and and at some point he probably, especially if he doesn't win anything, he won't ever be. Excuse me. Don't worry, guys, it's soda. I was drinking some soda. In my opinion, I don't think he ever has been. He hasn't deserved it, but people want to crown him as, and by the way, he might win the MVP this year. But what I'm saying is, people want to crown him as the face of the league, or better than Patrick Mahomes, or I'd rather take Josh Allen than Patrick Mahomes because look what he can do. Kind of like Rex Ryan, some of these Dan Orlovsky, Dan Orlovsky has never said that he will take Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes, but he's just held in such a high regard. Like, I don't get it. When it comes to the games that matter the most, Josh Allen doesn't win those games. He has zero hardware. He's not an MVP. He's not had any Super Bowl appearances, so that means he doesn't have any AFC Championship hardware. He doesn't have a Super Bowl MVP. He doesn't have anything. He has no significant. I think there's really four big pieces of hardware that matter a lot: MVP, AFC or NFC Championship trophy, Super Bowl trophy, and Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen has none of that. Joe Burrow at least has gone to the Super Bowl, so he's got that AFC trophy. You got Lamar Jackson, probably going to be the 3-time MVP. And you got Patrick Mahomes, who has a total of 13 trophies, potentially adding 2 more at the end of next week. So we'll see about that. But I just don't think, look, I've said on many occasions before that I'm not the biggest fan of Josh Allen or the Buffalo Bills because I feel like they've always been regarded in such a high standard that they haven't deserved to be because they haven't won it when it mattered most. They don't win the big playoff games. They win the big regular season games, which gets people hyped up and get people excited. Like, oh no, it's the Bills' year this year. It's Josh Allen's year this year. No, it's not. It's not their year. It hasn't been the year, and it's probably never going to be their year. I think they're just happen to be one of those really like cursed teams, kind of like the LA Clippers in a way. Like they're never gonna be of any type of significance ever in the NFL. And especially no matter whether it's Josh Allen at quarterback or Kelly, who this goes back years. Obviously, they lost the 4 straight Super Bowls in the '90s. So I don't see them. I really thought that this year, and I've said it before on this channel too. I thought this year it's going to be a great year for the Bills, possibly beating the Chiefs because now instead of having that number one receiver, so to speak, you have a bunch of different guys to give the ball to. Josh Allen could focus in on doing what's best for him in a sense, or for the best for the team also, in the sense of going around and using his legs, using his arm, just becoming as clutch as possible. Yes, I did say, and I thought would be a contributing factor to them possibly getting to the Super Bowl, but apparently it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I will say though, the Bills were definitely also outcoached by Andy Reid and Spagnuolo in that game. Spagnuolo for years already, and this is going back to the Giants, with his years with the Giants when they beat Tom Brady in both Super Bowls. Spagnuolo is a Hall of Fame defensive coordinator. If they win again this year, you can make the argument he's a first ballot Hall of Fame defense coordinator already. I would certainly put him in as a first ballot Hall of Fame D coordinator for sure. But if they win this game, automatically, like for sure, like I will have no thoughts, no hesitation, no really conversation or argument about putting him in the same breath as my personal favorite defensive coordinator, yes, obviously they'll talk about the Steelers D coordinator for so many years, Dick LeBeau. Dick LeBeau is a first ballot defensive coordinator for a number of different reasons, talking about Pro Bowlers, All Pros, Hall of Famers, Super Bowls, amazing architect for a defense, and Spagnuolo has he's got the Super Bowls, he's got the Hall of Famers, he's got perennial Pro Bowlers, All Pro players like this and he calls plays at the right moments, at the right times, and he outcoaches the offensive coordinators or head coaches of the other opposing team. You look at that last play right there with that blitz coming off the edge. That was so. I mean, some people were saying, "Oh, Josh Allen should have seen that." To me, honestly, yes, you could. Yes, you could theoretically, obviously, as a coach, as a player, watch enough film to try to pick up tendencies, but you'll never be able to pick up. You'll never be able to study enough film to study for just great play calling at the perfect time, at the perfect opportune time. You'll never be able to do it, especially if you have the players for it. And the Chiefs defensively have the players for it. They may have Chris Jones, yes, he's like their big name star, and same thing for McDuffie. But they still got studs on that defense. It might not be in the media as much, or their names might not be referenced in the media as much, but they got studs on that defense all around. And they get after it and they pursue very well. They know how to blitz. They're on time. They get there and they apply pressure, and that's what happened. Now, Kincaid, I think it was Kincaid that dropped the pass. Some people say he should have caught it. Some people say it was hard to catch. It definitely was hard to catch, but the fact of the matter is he didn't catch it, and a part of that was because Josh Allen, and to credit to Josh Allen, though, Josh Allen, the fact that he was still able to pull that throw off was unbelievable. But the reason why it had to be such a difficult throw is because of the defense that was called at the perfect time and applied that perfect pressure. Before Josh Allen even knew it, he had like 2-3 guys in his face. He had to chuck it up. Unfortunately for the Bills, Kincaid didn't catch it, and that was pretty much the game. And Josh Allen remains, again, defeated against Patrick Mahomes, while Patrick Mahomes remains undefeated against Josh Allen in the postseason. So, you know, there really is, I said all the time, people like to hate on me sometimes about it. Josh Allen is the Phillip Rivers to Patrick Mahomes' Tom Brady. Nothing to show for himself, no Super Bowl appearance, like I said. No MVPs, nothing. He has Phillip Rivers' resume, basically. Just a better player overall than Phillip Rivers ever was. However, at the end of the day, he has nothing to show for any of just really how great he is at the end of the day. He might have to leave Buffalo one day to win a Super Bowl. He might have to leave Buffalo to, I don't know. Again, he's a front runner for the MVP, so he might win an MVP. But it's kind of looking like Lamar actually might win that, but who knows? But what I'm trying to say is, I don't think Josh Allen's going to win a Super Bowl ever with the Buffalo Bills there. I think that if there was a time to do it, it was literally at some point within these last 3 years when the Chiefs haven't had Tyreek Hill, or when Patrick Mahomes might have been hobbled. Whatever the case may be, they just can't get over the hump, and they cannot beat the Kansas City Chiefs, especially, and you go back to last year when they finally had Kansas City in their building and they still went in there and they beat them and ended their season. So, you know, the Bills, for as however much stock you put in them, they had a pretty good year, but they didn't amount to anything. Very disappointed. Bills players, Josh Allen was very disappointed. We'll see what happens and see if they keep McDermott. I think they might keep him for one more year, but yeah, still, regardless, though, it was an unbelievable game. It was a good game. It's always a classic game between Mahomes and Josh Allen, and we'll see where the Buffalo Bills go from here. I don't know. There could be something that could be done. I don't know, but as far as the Bills, and another thing too that's kind of funny, they traded it away their pick in 2017 when they could have drafted Patrick Mahomes, and this past year they traded away their pick when they could have gotten Xavier Worthy. Both guys play for the Chiefs now. Both guys going on to go to the Super Bowl. So with that being, when that being said, Patrick Mahomes, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs to making it again. And guys, I can't stress this enough. Like, I know so many people are hating. So many people are saying the refs. At the end of the day, I don't care. You could blame the refs. You can blame whoever you want. I had heard it when Tom Brady was dominating for so many years. I'm pretty sure everybody heard it when Michael Jordan was dominating. The fact of the matter is, if you're the face of the league and you are the team to beat, like top notch, you are going to get some calls, yes, or non-calls, I guess is one way to put it too. You are going to get some of those calls because you earned it. But to say everything, their whole success is predicated to the Chiefs or they get bailed out by the refs, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I think you guys are all full of shit, whoever says that. Because if it really is an agenda that the NFL is trying to push, or they're trying to push a certain team to be the best, I would imagine it would be the Cowboys, because everybody talks about the fucking Cowboys every single year. And what have they done? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, I don't buy it. I think we need to appreciate greatness when we're seeing it. We're never going to see anything like this again. Like I said last time, we're never going to see somebody win 7 Super Bowls again like Tom Brady. I don't even think we're going to see Patrick Mahomes do it. And he has a lot of time to do that, especially if he wins another one. So we'll see. But going back to it, I think we need to appreciate greatness when we see it. I think we need to appreciate seeing this incredible dynasty run. It builds. See, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, the Chiefs are ruining football." You got the Dodgers. Shout out the Dodgers. Shout out LA. Oh, the Dodgers are ruining baseball because they're signing all these players. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it actually adds more value to the sport, because now every single year the Chiefs make the playoffs, everybody's going to want to see who can beat them. Everybody's going to want to see witness the team that does beat them eventually, and celebrate that team forever. However, the Philadelphia Eagles, a lot of people don't like them, except for the people from Philadelphia. So I think the Chiefs actually might have some more people in the corner than usual. But no, and it's just, again, every year, you could hate all you want, you could talk all kinds of shit you want, you can make all kinds of excuses that you want for your team not making it. The fact of the matter is, the Chiefs getting there every single year is going to add great storytelling, and it's going to add great viewership, and it's going to add more eyes to the NFL, and people are going to want to see who can bring down the big bad wolf. Now, getting over to now to the NFC, between the Eagles and the Commanders. Yeah, I got some ice in there. Getting to the Eagles and the Commanders, hell of a run by Jaden McDaniels. Talking about that safety for the Eagles. I can't remember his name right now, but no, incredible run by Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. And there was a couple points in the game where they were really in it still, battling it out, going, as one way to put it, bar for bar or touchdown for touchdown against Philadelphia. But Philly ended up pulling away. I had said that in order for the Commanders to beat the Eagles, you have to force them, as in Philly, you have to force Philly into throwing the ball all game long. You're not going to beat, if you let Saquon go off for 150, 160, 180, 200 plus yards and a touchdown or two, you will not have a chance at any point in the game. You will not have a chance. It's too much power. It's way too much power, especially, and leading into the Super Bowl. Speaking of that, a couple of years ago, the Eagles were still a hell of an offense. They put up a great Super Bowl against Kansas City, and a lot of that was because of their star power, even before Saquon, with A.J. Brown, again, Devontae Smith, Goddard. That offensive line was great because they had also had Kelsey on the as their center, and their defense was also great, similar to now, only with a couple less players. So I I had said that, yeah, I had said that you got to stop the run if you're playing against Philly, and the Commanders didn't do it. Now, with that being said, they have a great future ahead of them. Jaden Daniels is officially the greatest rookie quarterback of all time. Because the only thing you could do better than this is quite literally win the Super Bowl, and it's never been done by rookies. So until there's a rookie that goes and wins the Super Bowl, Jaden Daniels etched himself in the history books of NFL lore as the greatest rookie quarterback in NFL history. Shout out to the IE, shout out to Southern California, shout out to LA again. Yeah, he's from the IE. For anybody that doesn't know, that's the Inland Empire. It's in Southern California. It's just outside of LA. So, no, shout out to the Commanders. And once again, Jaden Daniels. They have a lot to look forward to as a fan. You should be excited. You should be really excited about the future. They're going to have a pretty, if I'm correct, I can't remember if they traded or they might have a high pick, but they're obviously going to have a very low pick in the first round. I think if you use that trade up a little bit, maybe get yourself another receiver. I mean, I know you got Scary Terry, but maybe getting yourself another receiver or another type of elite player or whatever the case may be. I think there are still a couple more pieces away of getting themselves in that next phase. But great, great year. I don't know if the Commanders are going to repeat the success next year because it's really hard to fucking do. Apart from the fact that they did it with Jaden as a rookie, it's hard for anybody to do. That's why I appreciate and I enjoy seeing this run by the Chiefs because I know I'm witnessing history. I'm probably never going to see it again. I never thought that I would see somebody go out and win 7 Super Bowls, or anybody for that matter. I don't think anybody thought that. And then to be able to say that, oh, I saw Tom Brady win all of his Super Bowls, or most of his Super Bowls, I could say I did because I was very little, but like actually win most of his Super Bowls, I never thought I would ever see it. So to see Jaden Daniels go out there and dominate and do that his first year, that's going to be a really hard thing to replicate for the Commanders going forward. So again, we'll see if they make it back to the NFC title game. I think if they make some good moves in the offseason, whether it be draft day or free agency, they can definitely get back there. They've had have a solid foundation, solid defense, and they got one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league now going into his second year only. So, I don't have much else to say about the Commanders other than they did a great job, and Jaden Daniels was fucking awesome, and it was great to see him do that, and I'm happy for him, and I wish him nothing but more success in the coming future. Now, as far as the Eagles, like I said, I got the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. After a week of thinking about it, I got them winning the Super Bowl, maybe getting revenge on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Too much like I said, too much, and I'm not rooting for them, by the way, because I'm a Steeler fan, you know? The fucking Steelers own Pennsylvania. That's the state's team. Anyways, I do love Saquon. Saquon's probably the only guy that people like on that team anyways. So I do love Saquon, but speaking of him, again, I keep saying this, Brown, Smith, Hurts, Johnson, I believe, is the right tackle. I mean, and I haven't even mentioned anybody on the defense, but the defense is absolutely fucking insane. This is gonna come down to, I believe, who can coach better, and I do think that the Chiefs coaching staff for sure can outcoach the Eagles coaching staff. However, the sheer raw talent on the Philadelphia Eagles, from top to bottom, left to right, diagonal from right to left, top left to bottom right. They just have so many superstars. It's going to be really hard to contain every single one of them. Because even if the Chiefs, and they can stop Saquon Barkley, they have the team to do it, they have the scheme to do it, they have the coach to do it, and they have the players to do it. But even if you stop them, you got to go and you got to stop A.J. Brown. You got to stop Devontae Smith. You got to stop Dallas Carter. You got to figure out how to make sure Jalen Hurts doesn't utilize himself too much. And on top of that, defensively, the Eagles got a great defense, really good defense. A couple of guys right on that defense are rookies. You know, the defensive line that has just been absolutely pursuing quarterbacks as of late in the playoffs. So, we'll see. But I think we're going to be in for a hell of a Super Bowl, a hell of a game. I cannot wait to watch it. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do for the Super Bowl. I know I'm going to hang out with some friends, but I'm excited to watch it and check it out and see exactly what goes on. But, man, that's going to be an exciting game there. Like I said, I got the Eagles winning it. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, too. I think it's going to be an entertaining, high-scoring game. I'll say that the Eagles win at 31-28. I think it's going to be back and forth for sure. Some people might think, oh, it's probably going to be a defensive matchup. It could be, but so many star players on one team in particular, but still, the Chiefs got some nice players too, obviously. Playoff Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, Hopkins, his first Super Bowl ever. They also have a pretty good offensive line. Kareem Hunt is finding his groove again back in KC. So, we'll see how it goes, but that's kind of a little bit of my prediction and my reaction to the championship weekend coming off of championship weekend last week. Coming into this weekend, though, obviously the Pro Bowl, my little spiel about the Pro Bowl, I see it every now and then with the highlights on like Twitter and Instagram. I still have Twitter, by the way. I don't have X, I have Twitter. But, it's so sad to see what the Pro Bowl has turned out to be. I'm 26, about to be 27 years old, and I remember growing up in the early 2000s, or just throughout the whole entire decade of the 2000s. You obviously had guys in pads hitting. You guys had guys knocking each other helmets off. And on top of that, leading up to the game, the fact that it was in Hawaii every year was really cool too. I always thought it was a nice little vibe to have it be played in Hawaii. But on top of that, you had like the quarterback challenges. You had the wide receiver challenges, who could catch the most passes or who could throw the farthest, or the quarterback challenges. Or you had the ones where quarterbacks would do like this high knee, do like their little high knees and then go around the dummies, and they would have to run and throw on the run and try to get the ball to get as close to the target as possible. I feel like they should have never gotten rid of that. They should have brought that back. The guys were allowed to wear their jerseys, but I think they were more of a loose fit, or maybe it was just the regular jerseys but without the pads. But regardless, for them to wear their jerseys, go out and compete that way, and then go out and compete on Sunday playing tackle football, it's so sad to see what it's so sad to see what it's turned into. It's so boring. You don't really see a lot of people in the stands. You don't see people really tuning in. I don't really care to tune in. I don't tune in. I haven't watched the Pro Bowl in like 3-4 years. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And even before that, I know why it's gotten here. Even before that, like when there was tackle, they weren't really tackling at the end of the day. So I could see why they did that. But I mean, shit. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but I don't think they're going to change it. But that's just my little take on the Pro Bowl. It sucks. It's pretty pathetic of what it's turned into. But, what are you going to do? What is the NFL going to do? Nothing. They turned it into this, and that's what they're going with. But hopefully one day it could return to pads. So, anyways. But that's going to do it for today. I'm going to try to get some more content up throughout the week. A lot more to talk about. Talk about a little bit about college football, where it's at right now. My early top 10 teams coming into next year. So stay tuned for that. But I want to thank you guys again. Make sure you guys like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications. It really help out the channel a lot. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.